Right, for the oil change we need a new oil filter, Triumph part, the tool for removing the oil filter itself. Again, that's a copy of a Triumph part, not the real thing, but I'll put the part number in the description. New crush washer. Always replace your crush washer. You can get away with it sometimes, but it's not worth the risk. And then Power One Racing fully synthetic oil. That's what I'm using on this. One of the two oils recommended for the Thruxton. Underneath the bike, this is your oil filter, this is the drain plug. So what we have to do first is warm the bike up to make sure the oil is flowing, leave it a couple of minutes, and then we'll drain the drain plug first, then take the filter out. It's probably the easiest job you can do on your bike, and it saves you a lot of money. Gotta love that noise. Right, we've let the engine cool down a bit. Now we've got an 8mm Allen key. Putting something to catch the oil. And all I'm going to do is loosen this Allen key. I'm going to loosen this Allen key and the oil will come out. And there we have it.
What are you doing? I'll change.
So there's no crush washer on this, interestingly. See if it's stuck to the bottom of the engine when we have all the oil out. This bike's only ever been serviced by Triumph. No crush washer on there. And you probably can't see this, but on the oil filler cap, which I've never had off because the oil's never needed filling up, it's been damaged a bit because they've used a screwdriver on here to get this out rather than something that fits in nicely that you can use to turn it. A couple of little bits on the bottom edge, don't know if you can see them. So the oil filter wrench is a 3/8 square drive, the model I've bought, so I've just got an adapter on my 1/2 inch wrench, and we're going to stick that underneath and take the oil filter off. Bit messy, that job. So what I like to do is actually put some oil inside the filter first. That oil's there, we just smear it around the seal. Right, I've just torqued it up to 10 Newton meters, which is the recommended setting. So that's the new oil filter in place. Now we're just going to put the drain plug in and the new crush washer. Going to tighten the drain plug up, and that's 25 Newton meters. Right, all that's left to do now is remove the oil filler plug and fill it up. So there's quite a few things you can use in there. You could use the screwdriver, it would have to be a massive one because they've done that and they've damaged this. A coin that fits in there would work, a key perhaps, but I'm going back to my trusty chain wrench. I use this to separate brake pads because it's good and flat, doesn't do any damage, and we're going to use it to loosen this off because it's a nice little fit into there. There we go. We'll use that to tighten it. Obviously we can't torque it with that method, but I just do it finger tight, I guess. So next job, a funnel and pour some oil in. So this takes about 3.8 litres. Because I've already filled the oil filter, that took a little bit of oil. I'm going to put just over 3 and a bit litres in and see how that looks on the sight glass. If that looks okay, then we'll start the engine up, run it for a minute, turn it off, wait 5 minutes, and then just see where that oil level is settled to. Then we can fine tune it. So next job, put the oil in here. And a little trick is to pour sideways, and then it doesn't glug as much. We'll be back when that's full. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but as I pull the bike up level, you can see the oil rising in the sight glass, and it's between the marks. So that means that I've put enough in when I've filled it. It's hard to get this so you can see it. I've put enough in when I've filled it. I'm now going to run the engine for a little bit to see if that goes down at all. The reason we run the engine is because we've drained all the oil, so all the oil has come out of all the places it would normally just hang around. So when you run the engine, it pumps the oil all around the engine again, and then you get the true level in the sight glass. So I'm just waiting for that to cool down, and then we'll check again. Now you waste oil. What do you do with it? Pour it down the drain? No. In the past, I think people used to do that, but I'm just going to pour it into an empty container, and then if you take that down to your council recycling centre, they will have a disposal for engine oil. Okay, I'll forgive Triumph. In the oil tray there was the old crush washer. I'll forgive you. Alright, let's try and check this oil level again. So I'll pull the bike up. And we can see that it is pretty much spot on now. So that's that done. That's an oil and filter change on Triumph Thruxton. Same on pretty much every bike. I've done a video of doing it on a Tiger Sport 1050, but you can save yourself a lot of money. Don't know what the going rate is for an oil and filter change, probably about 170 quid, whereas you're talking a tenner for the oil filter, £1.50 or something for the crush washer. You can get cheaper ones off eBay obviously. The oil about £35 for 4 litres, so a lot cheaper than £170 for undoing a oil filler plug, an oil drain plug and an oil filter. Absolute doddle. It actually takes longer to mess around with the cameras than it does to do the oil filter change. So if that was useful, then why not hit the subscribe button, give it a like, and possibly share it with your friends. And that's Gordon from Up North Biker, signing out. Keep safe and keep riding. Catch you later.